Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to reintroduce yourself?
Hey everyone, it's Kusari. It's my second time on Trash Talk. I'm glad to be here again.
Yeah, man, and jumping straight into it, since your last episode, I feel like a lot has happened, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like I remember with your last Trash Talk, well, by that point, were we doing I don't think we were doing the iDubbbz doc, were we?
No, we did the first Trash Talk before that even. That was,
Yeah.
yeah, you had interviewed me when I don't even think I had like 10K subs at the time. Or I think maybe I just hit 10K. I think it was right after I did the technicals video or Daniel Larson part 2, I think. It
Yeah.
was a long ass time ago, but you like gave me a little interview about the Daniel Larson stuff and the technical stuff because at the time those were like the only videos I made, and I was
Yeah,
still like
yeah.
a up and comer.
It would have been. Let me check because I believe it was just before. I want to say before your Daniel Larson too.
Yeah,
But just before or just a little bit after.
that's a
Um,
long ass time ago.
yeah. Oh, it was before. It was before. It was yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
so that
there
means
is
I
a
did not
lot,
have 10K subs. I was like a little itty bitty boy. Yeah.
bro. Yeah, you were a little channel, man, and like literally, like today, you just hit 23,000 subscribers, man.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of full circle too because I hit 23,000 subs today, and it's like just a couple days before I loaded the first video on my channel, so it'll have been 1 year. And that was in the year 2023. So I'm like, okay, I hit
Oh, that's good, man.
2023. Yeah.
Man, and like since like we last did the trash talk, of course, like I said, you dropped the Daniel Larson part two. Which how did that go for you, man? Because I remember seeing, I think it was your community post afterwards, like addressing some things. So like, do you want to just dive straight into that?
Oh yeah, no. So Daniel Larson Part 2 was actually a pretty major success. It didn't, obviously it didn't reach the exact same level of viewership as Part 1, which obviously is expected because it's a
Hmm.
sequel. So it's like obviously the sequel's never going to get as much views, especially on YouTube. But it still did pretty well. The main problem people had was with Part 3, but that was just because of like there were a lot of like misguided sort of assumptions that went into the
Yeah,
controversy of that. Basically, with part two, like people loved it, but the main problems were more so just minor criticisms, just revolving around the editing style. Like a lot of people didn't like how I changed it up from part one. More so like subjective, constructive stuff.
yeah.
Just in regards to like the style and just like editing choices and stuff. Which is no big deal. I fixed that in part three, and it became a non-issue. Um,
Hmm.
in part three, it involves a certain context of Daniel's story, but it's like basically at some point during the summer, like right after part two came out, someone who like claimed to be one of Daniel Larson's like caretakers, like did a phone call interview with someone, like basically just talking about their experiences with Daniel or whatever. And like after the conversation had released, the person like had continued being in contact with that person saying like, yeah, I'm his caretaker, blah, blah, blah. I have the proof and everything I'm going to show you. But then when it came to actually showing the proof, they got ghosted. So it's like I tried to put that in my video before I played the clip of the
Yeah.
interview. I put like a text disclaimer saying like the validity of this is not verified. Like it's highly believed to be a troll, but there's some, belief that it is true. Take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of people seem to like miss that disclaimer. So people kind of came along with this narrative that I'm like willingly spreading around this fake interview, and spreading misinformation in my videos, and it's ruined my credibility as a documentarian. But it's like I got over it. Honestly, most people have gotten over it. I'm not really letting that situation kind of punch me down because
Yeah.
it's like I'm still a pretty new YouTuber. Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe it was a poor judgment call for me to not give maybe a bigger warning, maybe an audio warning, with actual commentary. So
Yeah.
I will admit that, I was definitely not perfect in the way that I handled that situation. I feel like a lot more precaution could have been done there. But at the same time, I do feel like that controversy did kind of get blown up out of hand. I did receive some pretty nasty messages for it. I'm sure the screenshots are all out there on Reddit or whatever because
Yeah.
people in the Daniel Larson community were talking about it. But it came to a point where people were sending me like actually like threatening messages saying they were going to like find my address and like telling me to off myself and shit. And it's just like, it's a Daniel Larson video. It's like, are we all like not on the same page that Daniel Larson is like a deranged pedophile? Like, why are we not mad at Daniel? Why are we mad at the storyteller here? You know?
Yeah, it's weird as well, right? Because like, yeah, like you made like a little oops, but like, it's nothing major, right? It's like you haven't fucked up a big
It's
situation. You haven't done a lot there, right? It's just okay, maybe like an oversight. But then again, like you said, right? New
Well,
content
even worse,
creator.
it's an oversight that people kind of used and sort of twisted it to make it
Yeah,
seem like it wasn't just an oversight. It was like people tried to say that I staged the interview or that, and it's like the interview wasn't even like done by me. I included that interview because it was done by someone else, and I included that as a part of the lore. And it's like then you got people saying that I like included it knowing that it was bullshit and fake, and that I just like put it in there for attention because I knew it would be a big bombshell and that it would get more views. And it's just like that mindset is just so stupid because it's like if you like know anything about the type of work that gets put into researching these videos and just like the types of topics that are discussed, it's like it's like really on the verge of like true crime shit. This shit is not fun at times, like doing the research and stuff. And some of these allegations against Daniel are pretty fucked up. So it's like the fact that people would think I'm doing it just for views is like, I don't know. And money, it's like the first Daniel video made zero money at all. I
yeah.
like people still don't understand. I'm a very new YouTuber. It's like when I made that big Daniel Larson video that got 1 million views, I wasn't even in the partner program yet. So it's like people saying I'm trying to
Yeah.
profit off of Daniel. It's like, yeah, maybe now I am because I have 20,000 subscribers now and I can make money off of my videos. But it's like, goddamn, I'm uploading 2-hour videos like almost every 2 months. You know, I think I should be able to make a little money off of it.
Yeah, like I don't get that as well, right? Like in a like 2 hour video, right? Like that one little mistake. I mean, it's like something like that in a 2 hour video is bound to happen of some kind, right? Like I
Yeah.
mean, isn't like it's a 20-minute video, it's a 2 hour long video. I mean, combing through that and making sure you haven't made a mistake is already like painstaking, and especially like a mistake of that magnitude, like isn't like anything massive. So it's like like, I feel like people were a bit too harsh, like I felt like people went a bit too in on you for unnecessary reasons.
Yeah, but like I said, we've all kind of moved past it. This sort of thing happened in like January. I want to say it was honestly like the first and really only sort of controversy that I've had on my channel. And
Yeah.
like I said, it hasn't really deterred me that much. I really don't think anybody has viewed me as sort of like canceled or like finished or whatever. It just kind of was like oh, okay, well, he kind of fucked up here and kind of overreacted a little bit. Guess we'll move on, see if he moves on. And I moved on. So yeah, I mean, I'm on to more projects already. I got a video with Internet Anarchist in the works. And I have another pretty big project coming soon.
Yeah, man. Well, like speaking of big projects, right? Since the Trash Talk, like the last one we did, the iDubbbz documentary, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
the
which was a
iDubbbz
process and a
documentary.
half. That was a weird thing because like originally it started off as we were both doing one separately, right?
Yeah,
Um, and then we decided to sort of merge it. I was on, like I had In the Anarchist on my one with like Quilted and Zino, and then you had like Turkey, Tom, and like Toastify on your one. So then we decided to merge it, and my God, man, because I remember like for a while it was going to be on your channel, right?
yeah,
Um,
but that was like the timing of it was so awful because another
yeah,
big piece of context was that like it started out as my video. I wrote out the whole script and everything, and it started out as sort of a thing by me. And then you said that you were going to be making a project of your own, right? I reached out to you. I was like, bro, let's just like fuse, like Dragon Ball
yeah, yeah,
style. And it's like, but then it came to a point where it's like, goddamn, school was like really starting to catch up with me because I really started working on like the bulk of the video, like the editing and the recording and all of that stuff, like right at around the time that I was moving away for school and getting ready to like get everything into my dorm room and then just start my new semester and get adjusted to all of that stuff. And anybody who knows what it's like to go through your first year of college and just how much of a roller coaster that is just in general, like anybody would know that it's the busiest fucking time of your life. So it came to a point where I was like, bro, there's no way that I'm going to be able to release this video this semester. So I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I just passed it down. And, I think it turned out great, honestly.
Yeah, well, like it definitely turned out better than I expected, and like just on that real quick, like of course as well, it's like quite a big project to do, right? Like a lot of pressure on it as well. I mean, the people on it, like me, you, Turkey Tom, Toaster Fight, In Anarchist, like Zyno, Quilted. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people on there, like a lot of big names on there as well. So I mean, there is a lot of pressure riding on that, and I mean, like doing schoolwork and stuff. I mean, like you've got to choose which is more important, right? Which is of course in real life stuff. But you know, like, I enjoyed taking it on, right? Like it was probably a bonus for me to take it on, you know, like getting a video and like getting that out there. But man, like it went through like production hell, man. Because I remember in October, like talking about it, like what was going on with it, and then it releasing in like January, right? So like
Yeah.
there was a lot there, man. It
I'm
bounced from
so
editors
glad
to
it came
editor.
out though. I love the way it turned out. Although I will say, Samuel, I will say, I do have one critique. I do have one
Yeah.
critique, and I thought I'd let you know here. I do think that the way that you narrate is a little bit fast paced. I think if you just make the pronunciation of your words like a little bit slower in terms of the
hmm
narration, makes it a little bit more easier to digest, and then also probably giving a little bit more space between the audio cuts. And it
Well,
also just
yeah,
makes the video longer
yeah.
as well.
Well, the audio cuts is definitely something I've worked on. I think with my speech, like being a bit quicker, I only do that right because this is gonna sound really horrible. I struggle really bad to watch like people like Turkey Tom's videos because of how
Yeah.
they slow their speak. Because I know like isn't like like I can
Me
watch really long
personally,
videos.
I like I get that perspective, but me personally, I'm like addicted to Turkey Tom videos. Like that is my
Yeah,
crack.
understandable, man.
That and
I
internet
mean,
anarchist videos.
yeah, like I can watch in anarchist videos, and I don't know why. I just think that like for me, like I can watch long videos, I watch Jarred333 videos, Toaster Live videos, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to like people speaking a bit slow, bro, I think it's because when they're speaking so slowly and the visuals are going so fast, it hurts my head, man. But no, I definitely get that, man. Like I remember getting a couple of
Now
comments
I gotta
about it,
ask
which
you though,
good,
but
man.
because I have that same talking style, do my videos hurt your head? You can be
Nah,
honest. You
man.
can answer honestly. I don't care.
Like
I've
with
gotten way
Tom.
worse comments about my voice. I've
Well,
gotten way
with Tom,
worse.
right? Like Tom will upload like every week, right? So it's like draining. Like your video will be like a like 2 hour long video, like what once every like 4 months. I mean, like it is like not an issue. You know what I mean? Like I can break it
Yeah.
up. I can watch it in one.
I miss when I used to
You
upload
know?
every month and not fucking 4 months.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh man, I
I miss
mean,
being in
like
high school.
I mean that was the issue that I had when I was last speaking to you for Trash Talk was that I hadn't uploaded in ages, right? And then from that point on, it was like even longer, right? I didn't start uploading again on like the Samuel channel until like November.
Yeah.
And then it's slowly been getting better, and the long form has been getting better on there, and the views have been going up finally. I think it's doing the best it has done in a while, man. But consistency is hard, right? Like especially when you want to do like big projects and stuff, it's definitely hard, and that's why I've like tried to pace myself with them. So like the Keemstar documentary with me, you, Spinning, like Bills and everyone.
Yeah.
Like there is no rush on it. Like it can take whatever amount. Like it could be in 2 months, 3 months, whatever. It's just a passion project. No one has to stress about it. And I think the nice thing is because everyone's already working on their own thing, and that's just a side project. No one is stressing about it or rushing.
Yeah. That's kind of
So
like
it's like,
the main project that I'm like working on besides the internet anarchist video.
yeah, like, and I do like that, right? Because what I said to myself after the iDubbbz one is like I want to release maybe like two or three more of those like videos, right? But there's no rush on when they can come out, right? There's no like rush. There's no need to get them out because again, they're just bigger, better videos, right? And then
Yeah.
in the meantime, you just drop smaller ones. And I mean, like for your channel, of course, going forward, like I know you're working on a very special video because I remember you come in my Twitch chat and you post it on your community tab about what you're working on as well. But what sort of videos are you working on now, man?
Well, first off, we have a video. Me and Internet Anarchist are going to be working together to make a documentary, sort of retelling the events of the 2021 Vshojo versus Nux Taku controversy.
hmm
Basically, back in 2021, around November, there was a series of swatting and doxing attacks that occurred against essentially all of the main talents on the Vshojo roster, all of the VTubers, like, Nyanners, Project Melody, all those people. And essentially, it was like the type of scam that it was, like the swatting and the doxing. It was a phishing scheme, which meant that the doxer would essentially create like a phishing type email, pretending to be Vshojo. They would like reach out to other YouTubers and VTubers pretending to be Vshojo, saying, "Hey, we'd like to do this, blah 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 blah," and then by clicking on the link or whatever in that email, they'd be obtaining personal information about them
Hmm.
and using said personal information to leak it online and swat them. And basically, Nux Taku caught a hold of this. He got into contact with representatives from Vshojo and law enforcement, and he did basically like a whole investigation, basically exposing who this person was, how he found them, how he was able to track them down, and essentially providing updates as to like how he was
Yeah.
able to sort of expose this whole situation. And it was met with lots of positive reception at first. Vshojo endorsed it. They commented on it, saying like, thank you, Nux Taku, for doing this. People were accepting of it. It got positive reception. But then the people from Vshojo themselves, they had a different opinion. They commented on it, saying, "Hey, we told you not to upload this video. It goes against what we asked you to do. We asked you not to upload this because we think that if you upload this video, it'll jeopardize our safety as we're the
Yeah. Yeah.
victims of this." And so, Nux Taku, it was completely different though from what Nux Taku was trying to say. Because, obviously further developments occurred and, insider information became, Nux Taku started releasing his responses, certain people started saying certain stuff. It eventually sort of came out that, there was a lot of neglect going on
Hmm.
Vshojo's side of the situation in regards to the fact that they actually knew about the possibility and threat of scamming and swatting and phishing scams, occurring with their name. As far back as like even March or like April of that year, like way
Oh, fucking
before the
hell.
doxing actually even happened, and they just did nothing about it. And had Nux Taku not stepped in, chances are, who knows what would have fucking happened. So it was a very complicated situation, but it turns into more of a question of like, was Nux Taku actually in the wrong here? Like, was he
Yeah.
sort of falsely canceled? Because he was in a way sort of canceled for this. Like, it was a pretty big controversy. It isn't very talked about in retrospect, but it was a pretty big thing in 2021, and especially for Nux Taku's career. And considering that he's a pretty big YouTuber, you know, I was like, I might as well just make a video about it. The one thing I am concerned about though is just that Turkey Tom made a video about the same subject, and a big thing that my first Daniel Larson video got a lot of bullshit for was the fact that people just blatantly accused me of copying Turkey Tom without any sort of
Yeah.
basis or reasoning. Like, I uploaded my Daniel Larson documentary like a month after Turkey Tom uploaded his Daniel Larson video. And I even included Turkey Tom's video in my video. Like, I did a section about Turkey Tom's video in my video, credited him, included him in the
Yeah. Yeah.
description, said that I used parts of his video for research. I did everything I could to make sure that it is very clear that, like, hey, Turkey Tom is in this. It is clear that he is in this. It is clear that this is influenced by him. This is not plagiarism. But people kept saying like, you're copying him, you're a plagiarist. But it was like very, very few and far between, because obviously it's like the most successful video on my channel. I'm scared that this video is going to get like a similar type reception. Like, people are going to say like, oh, you copied Turkey Tom, because it's like he essentially made a video about this exact same thing. But I plan on, just like my thing with Daniel Larson, going a little bit more in depth with it. So,
Hmm.
obviously it's my own project, but it's on the same story. I feel like a big issue that a lot of people have when it comes to like blindly accusing creators of plagiarism that make videos about similar topics is like, here's the thing. Me and Turkey Tom are in the same field, right? Like, we're both documentary style commentary video essay YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
And we both make videos about like controversial people and incidents in internet culture. And then it comes to a fact that like, okay, we both made a video about the same topic. Obviously, if we're in the same genre, the same field, and have the same style of content, and we're making a video about the same topic, it's going to sound very similar, right? Because it's the same fucking story. You can only retell the same story, a certain amount of times. But like I said, I found the story interesting for my own reasons. And I just, like I said, I hope people don't take it the wrong way, but I can imagine that becoming a controversy So I'm just calling it right now. Like, hey, I'm not
Yeah.
a plagiarist.
Yeah.
I'm not a plagiarist.
Or like,
Also, Internet Anarchist
yeah.
is friends with Nux, and if I got him on the video, and he like wanted to make sure that it like was a good video and that it didn't portray anybody in a certain light or anything like that. Because it's like, obviously, we want to make sure that we get stories like this right, especially it involves other YouTubers who are collaborating with me, who might be
Yeah.
friends with them. So it's like, obviously, if I planned on copying Turkey Tom, I probably wouldn't get Internet Anarchist on the video.
Yeah, like, and I mean, like these sort of topics, right? Like, no one owns them, right? Like, people cover it all the time. I mean, like everyone covers, like, in topic commentary, right? Everyone will cover a subject. I mean, look at the most recent like allegations going around with like Minecraft YouTubers, right? Everybody is talking about it and covering it, right? But not just one person owns that, right? Like, everybody can talk about that. It's a
Yeah.
story out there, right? Like, it's the same way that you can talk about that situation, and so can Turkey Tom, and so can Internet Anarchist, and so can whatever other commentator, right? Because at the
It's,
end of the
it's kind
day,
of like
it's
how
story.
everybody is making the same copy paste videos about George Not Found right now. It's
Yeah,
like literally the same video. It's like, I don't understand how people can apply that sort of same logic to people like me and other people.
yeah,
They do the same thing to other YouTubers too. I've seen it. It's like they accuse other YouTubers who make their own original content of. It's like I've watched Daniel Larson videos, and it's like I'm friends with a lot of these content creators. Like, shout outs to Perk30, Jet Airplane TV, Opioid Pie, Leaping Lemur. All of these people are amazing content creators, very smaller content creators who have also covered Daniel Larson. And they also get a lot of flack for supposedly copying me when they don't copy me at all. They do their own research. They have their own style and presentation. They're all very, very talented, and they deserve a lot more views and subscribers, to be honest.
yeah. And I mean, like, within the genre that you do, right? There is a lot of content creators now, right? Like, I feel like since we last spoke, it's become a bit more saturated, right? Of content creators, like, sort of covering maybe like similar topics and stuff. And there are some genuinely good ones there. Um, and like, my question is for you, right? Like, with making this video and like making like the other videos that you want to make, is there any worry in the back of your head about maybe this video not doing as well as your other ones? Because of course you've been really lucky with the views that a lot of your videos have received. I think there's one with like 7K or whatever, but the majority of the other ones, apart from the trailers, of course, because they're trailers, have done really well for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
is there a worry in the back of your head that the next one might not do as well, or do you not really care?
Oh, not at all. I don't care. No. It's like it's like I said, a lot of people have this sort of viewpoint in their head that it's like I'm in it for the views, and a lot of that is just because I've like released projects that have garnered a lot of immediate
Yeah,
and big success. So it's like I have a feeling that people probably expect me to have a sort of high expectation for the view count of my videos. And it's like, yes, there have been times where I have expressed disappointment that a video has not done as well as I expected it to. But it's like, at the end of the day, does that really get to me? Does that really upset me? No, because I think it's honestly more about like making the videos. Like, honestly, if I really cared about views, I would have deleted all of my trailers right after the videos came out for those respective
oh
trailers.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would have deleted the Sammy Classic Sonic fan video. I would have deleted the anime video. But it's like, no, I had fun making all of those videos because, one, I fucking love making trailers for my content because I feel like it gives me a lot of creative freedom to sort of, tease my videos, give them a sort of cinematic anticipation. And also, it's just a great marketing strategy. And second of all, with the videos like Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, or, the anime videos where it's like those got, those performed, I'm just going to say it, like, for my view average, they performed awfully. But it's like, I had so much fun making those videos, and they're some of the like most favorite videos that I've ever produced on my entire channel. Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, I'm still very good friends with Sammy, and I'm so glad that I made that video because I got Sammy to be on the video, and I actually did an interview with him where I had an amazing, awesome, conversation with him. And it was his last public interview ever before he retired, literally like a month later. And it's like he's no longer on the internet publicly. He has a private account on everything. He only has his personal accounts. I do follow them because, like I said, me and family, no, me and Sammy are friends. I've known him for years. But it's just like, yeah, Sammy, he's doing well, but it's like I said, it's like these videos, I don't care about the views because it's like, honestly, the experience is making it the the videos are just so worth it. Like I had so much fun interviewing Sammy, and then even with the anime elitist video, it's like before I started doing YouTube, I was a big anime TikToker. Not
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
but like I was big into anime TikTok, and it's like I had a lot of friends in that scene. And it's like when I started doing YouTube, I reached out to some of my old friends from the anime community, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to be in my YouTube video?" And they all did their own little section for my YouTube video, kind of like the iDubbbz video. And yeah, it was a shorter video. It was about a different topic. It wasn't a documentary. It was a video essay, and it flopped. But you know, I don't care because it was just so fun to make. I like honestly, it's the same thing with this internet anarchist video. If I'm going to be completely honest, because of the topic that it's on, being VTubing, and just the fact that it's not like about a major lolcow or just like any, like it doesn't fit the target audience of my channel, I do not expect this video to get a large amount of views. But either way, I just love the fact that I'm making a video with Internet Anarchist because he's just so talented. And, you know, we have a very similar perspective and mindset on content creation. I've had lots of
Yeah,
great
yeah, yeah.
discussions and conversations with him. You know, like honestly, a big part of the reason as to why I do YouTube is simply just because of how fun it is. And it's like, I shouldn't let the fact that I'm experiencing fast growth, you know, let me stop myself from sort of having fun with it and just letting myself, you know, experiment and, you know, explore and be creative and collaborate with people and collaborate with smaller YouTubers, collaborate with bigger YouTubers. You know, I feel like I'm in a very lucky position where I am technically a small YouTuber, but I'm achieving average view counts of that of a bigger YouTuber. So it's like I can, you know, make content with smaller people, but also make content with bigger people because I have those connections. So, you know, I just feel really blessed doing this whole content creation thing. And honestly, I just see it as something that I can, you know, use as like my infinite fucking canvas and just make whatever I want with so many talented people.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just breaking down what you said there, right? Like starting with like channel trailer, not channel trailers, trailers for videos and stuff. It's great, right? I remember making the one for iDubbbz doc, and it's a great way to promote the video. It's also fun, right? Putting a bunch of clips or whatever, like cinematics and stuff, with a bunch of like dramatic music or whatever you want to put behind it. It's fun, right? Genuinely fun to do. And when it comes to making videos and stuff, like collaborating with other people is great, right?
Well,
Like
you
having the
want to,
opportunity to
I'm
collaborate
so
with other
sorry
people.
to interrupt. I also wanted to share, this is also so cool. Earlier today,
Hmm.
I actually got a comment on the Sammy video from one of the people who actually made like half of the music that was in that video. And it
Oh
turns out
wow.
he was a subscriber of the channel, and he was like, "Dude, you used like half of my songs in this. Thank you." And I was like, "No way." It was just some artist on Epidemic Sound, and he like made these like awesome, and it's like all of his
Yeah,
songs were
yeah.
used in like the second half of the soundtrack for the Sammy video. And I like was scrolling through his channel and I like recognized the songs and I was like, holy shit. Like the dude who made, like, people who make the music for my videos are watching the videos.
Yeah, 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 and that's sick, man, right? Because like I feel like the great thing about making videos, especially within commentary, right, is collaborating with other people, like pulling other things and stuff, like getting recognized and stuff, which is really nice to do within commentary, right? Like, but making videos with other people, right? Like
Yeah.
I think my major draw with the iDubbbz thing to come away from it, right? It wasn't like the views, it was fine, right? I did like average, but like the come away I did was like, okay, I made a video with like Turkey Tom, Tosify, you, like in Anarchist. Like I
Mm-hmm.
made a big video with like a bunch of bigger creators, right? And of course like Zyno and Quilted as well. And it was fun to do, right? Like it might have taken ages and painstaking like editing when like editors dropping out and stuff, but like it worked and it was a nice video to do, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's great to do with commentary is collaborate with other people. I mean, I'm blessed when it comes to trash
Such a
talk,
good
right?
community to like
Yeah,
find connections in, because it's like it's such a
definitely.
vast like genre of commentary that, you know, there is. It's just like there's video essay commentary, there's like Minecraft commentary, Roblox commentary, there's like even like people like Lanza who do shit in like the furry community and stuff. It honestly is really cool to see.
Yeah, man, and like just from doing like trash talk and stuff, like, I made so many other connections to people like Lieutenant Cobra, Maury, Tucky Tom, the Beak, like all of these content creators, right? Which like I wouldn't have like elsewhere, right? Like I wouldn't have really done. And it's great, man. I feel like commentary, like just even coming down to reporting on topics and stuff. You know, there's a lot of connections to be built there, and I feel like that's probably one of the like best parts about doing commentary and documentary stuff. is that the connections you can make with people, like meeting people that maybe before you even idolized or watched their content quite a lot, like with you and Turkey Tom, right? Like being able to like get in contact, like make video or whatever, right, and speak to each other,
Yeah.
especially when you've like watched that guy for so long. It's a weird feeling, right?
It is a very weird feeling. Honestly, it's like even more people have like reached out to me since like the last Trash Talk episode. It's like I'm not sure if this happened like before or after our episode, but at one point, like Sky Does Minecraft like followed me on Twitter, and then he like DM'd me and he wanted me to be a part of his like Storyfire project that he was doing. And I declined
Yeah,
it because it just wasn't the type of avenue that I was looking to take my content. But obviously, I have respect for, the ventures that he's doing or whatever. Not going to talk about his past or whatever, but,
yeah, yeah.
hey, I have respect for what he's doing now, and I'm, glad that he seems to be doing well.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And like it's weird, right? Like all the people that you speak to and like you
Also, I
bump
heard he
into.
just became sober too, which is like
Oh,
good for
that's great,
him.
man. Yeah, man.
I'm
And
not
like
sure
all these
if
people
that's
making good
still going
content.
on, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he just got sober.
Well, that's good to hear, man. I mean, like, it's something positive. I mean, like, I feel like the past like month or so, or past like 2 weeks, has been like, I feel like there's been a new allegation and other shit like every day.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, today there was three separate allegations revealed and released.
The
So I
Minecraft
mean,
community is going through exactly what the Smash Brothers community was
oh yeah,
experiencing in July of 2020.
it's on fire, man.
Basically, like, not trying to plug my video here, but my video "How Technicals Broke the Smash Community" is basically like an entire summary of like not only Technicals' coverage of the events and his whole career, but just like all of the fucking allegations and shit from the Smash community that happened in 2020. It's like surprisingly like reminiscent of like that period, like what's going on right now with Minecraft YouTubers. It's like just a fucking endless shitstorm of allegation after allegation. Nobody knows who did what anymore. It's just people coming out with twitlongers and streams and
Oh
evidence
yeah, yeah.
and all. It's literally a repeat of July 2020 with the Smash community.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, like just from starting like with
It's
this
like you
trash
got your
talk.
dream, George not found,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Wilbur Soot. It's like the same thing as fucking Zero, Nairo, and fucking Keitaro. It's
Bro,
like all
yeah.
these fucking big ass people in their respective communities who are like icons and shit are just getting exposed, and it's like nobody fucking knows who did what and who's telling the truth or who's lying, but everybody knows that it's just a whole shitstorm. And no matter which opinion you're gonna present about it, either way, you're probably gonna get called a pedo defender.
Yeah, and then you've got like a bunch of like other like smaller ones like puns, like Wilbur, oh not Wilbur, fucking a guy called Wisp. There's a bunch of other allegations coming out. It's like started a massive chain reaction, and I mean there's just a bunch. I mean even just from like when we started the trash talk, there's already been another allegation dropped on just a bunch of random Minecrafters. Um,
Jesus.
and I mean it's just constant, man. But I think that's with commentary, right?
Something
It's
needs
really
to be
weird.
done about that
Yeah,
community, bruh. Something needs to be done.
lock them all up, man. Like get rid of them.
Like
But
the clip of Speed of I Show Speed, on the world map, and he says, "Bye bye Israel, bye
yeah, yeah,
bye." Just do that to the fucking Minecraft community, bro. Just get rid of it. New
yeah.
slate, everything. Just fuck it. Same thing with the Smash community. Just start fresh. Just new community,
We,
please.
we we need to do what they did in like the Simpsons movie, which is just put a big dome over the Minecraft community.
Not for real. Just like
Just
let
keep them
them
there.
exist in their own little bubble.
Because I
Minecraft
mean, it's weird,
segregation.
man. Well, I mean, like with commentary, right? It's really weird, right? Because like when you see that, like I mean, the past few weeks have been hectic for me because like on Twitter at least, like I do a lot of news coverage, right? Like I do a lot of coverage of situations, and I mean it's been hectic. And I mean it's really weird with situations like this because I always feel that when it does come down to this stuff, like the commentary community always gets boosted. Like the past like month, the commentary community has seen one of its biggest peaks in like the past year. And that's due to like the misfortune of others, and
Oh
that
yeah.
just feels bad, bro. Um, like I mean, I saw a tweet like I hope like I think it was like I hope every like commentator gets locked up, which got like 44,000 likes or something like that,
Honestly,
something
those
crazy.
tweets make me fucking laugh. Those tweets make me laugh where people are like, I hope all of these horrible ass things happen to commentary YouTubers. And it's like, meanwhile, there's just me, and it's like I'm living my best life, honestly. Like I'm in college, I have good grades, my channel is consistently doing well even when I'm not uploading. I have income, I since the last Trash Talk, I've made a lot more friends since I've moved into school. I got into a new relationship. I have a boyfriend now. Lots of awesome things are happening to me. And it's like, people are like, oh, commentary, YouTube comment. Shut the fuck up,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm up.
I mean, like, I love when people do generalize it as like the commentary community. I mean, like, even the people like that are speaking about it, right? It'd just be like, oh, but like, I mean, the number one criticism I've got from my coverage is that I keep using the word allegation. It's like it is an allegation. Like what? Like, I feel like it's got to the point like online where like you say the word allegation or
Uh,
accusation, it means you're
oh,
actively
that's
siding with people. I mean, like
That's
what? Like,
something that I'm gonna have to be so fucking incredibly careful about in my next video after the Internet Anarchist video, because it's not just like a documentary, it's like something personal. It's like an actual expose on like an actual
yeah, yeah,
piece of shit. And it's like I have to treat it carefully, so fucking carefully, because it's like the last thing I want to do is fucking create a Mama Max Camden Gerard Davis situation, and where I just fucking completely mess up the entire investigation, do not do it right, blah blah blah. I feel like with the way things have been going, it's with the person that I've been researching and the person who I plan on exposing, it's really awful. I have a lot of confirmed identities of victims. I have a lot of, confirmed identities of people who have, been subject to their harassment. I have loads of like evidence on this person and like all of the heinous stuff they did, and all of it is going to be getting exposed very, very soon. And it's like I'm timing the release of this video to make sure that they don't get a certain amount of attention from it, but it still gets a certain amount of attention to warrant a reaction to hopefully get their channel removed.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And like, I feel like it's important to like use those words like allegations, accusations, and stuff like that, right? Not
Because a
only
lot
for
of
like
the
the set,
stuff is like
yeah,
not allegations. Like it is like in the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
video, like he does that shit. But then there's also some stuff where it's like, yeah, there's a video of him doing that stuff, but it's like sometimes the videos are unconfirmed as to whether or not the person in the video is actually him. So it's like, sometimes I have to like word it, where it's like I have to avoid the same mistake that I did with Daniel Larson part 3 with the interview with the caretaker, where it's like, I just play the clip and I don't do enough to outline, hey, take this with a grain of salt. This is unverified. I have to like do that. Like I every time I say, oh, this is an allegation, like I have to reiterate. I'm like, please note that this is an allegation. This is
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
it's like I have to fucking be careful, bro.
Well, like it's one of the most important things to do, right? Because I mean, not only can people then like if you don't say that you're like falsely accusing someone, but then that's just a clear-cut defamation case as well, right? If it turns out to be like a falsehood
Yeah, and
or
that's
like
another thing that I really
yeah,
want to avoid is like possible defamation. But it's like it's really hard to avoid defamation when a lot of the stuff is, like I said, the proof is in the pudding, and a lot of the claims are corroborated by people who have reached out to me, which not only includes, like I said, people who have been subject to this person's harassment, but also this person's own family members. And yes, like I said, I've confirmed identities of all of these people. Like I'm not
hmm
talking to people who are like, clearly catfishes or trolls or fake. Like these are the real people who I'm talking to, and I have like proof. It's crazy.
yeah, and like it is definitely like as a commentator, I feel like that's the one big thing you're always worrying about, or like as a documentary creator, commentary, anything like that, right? You're
Yeah, because
always
I don't
concerned.
call myself a commentary YouTuber like in the description of my channel. I call myself a documentarian because it's like
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I do. I interact with the commentary community on Twitter or whatever, but the videos I make are documentaries. So it's like in a video like this where it's not just a documentary, it's personal, it's an expose. It's like this is something that I really cannot fuck up because like I said, I am doing so good with YouTube right now, and I really do not want to mama max my career this early.
yeah, yeah. No,
At least
I
give
don't
me a
think
few
anyone
years
wants
until I inevitably do so, bro. Give me a few years until I inevitably mama max myself, bro.
to.
It's
And
gonna
yeah, man.
happen one day. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. I hope it doesn't happen. I hold myself to a high standard. This is me joking. I hold myself to a higher standard.
Well, we can only hope nothing like bad happens, in the future. No situation, no
I
nothing.
can literally cancel you, Charlie. I'm the freaking pedo hunter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you calling out Turkey Tom, so it's taking a horrific turn. Poor guy, man.
Poor
Um,
dude.
but man, I feel like we're slowly coming to a natural conclusion for this episode, man. I do want to say I do appreciate you coming on Trash Talk for like 40, 50 minutes, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dude. Honestly, like I said, just for so that viewers get context, this episode only happened because like I randomly just fucking replied to Samuel on Twitter saying like, "Hey, get on Discord like right now. Let's record an episode of Trash Talk. I'm bored." And then Samuel was like, "All right, bet I'll hop on in like 5 minutes."
Yeah,
Just freestyled this whole episode. No prepared questions, no nothing. So enjoy the content.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, like I feel like there's, of course, like a lot to talk about. I do like doing like catch-up episodes, especially when it's been like what 6, 7 months. I feel like, of course, there's like a lot, especially online, right? Like that is like a good couple of years worth of stuff that usually happens within 6, 7 months online, right? People
Yeah,
forget about really quickly, and there's always a lot to talk about. And I feel like it's great doing these catch-up episodes because there is a lot of stuff people miss, and it's nice to put everything in one big thing.
I know,
And
dude. I can't wait
yeah,
for when I inevitably come back and I'm on Daniel Larson Part 7 and
yeah,
I fucking am collaborating with like fucking PewDiePie or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
yeah. Like another 6 months time, man. Like in September or something, man.
Another
When we
6
like
months
inevitably come
time,
back.
I will be the new CEO of YouTube.
Yeah, you've risen up. You've risen up the ranks, man.
I've risen up the ranks. I got to rizz up Matt Pat though. I got to get that Scott Cawthon connection.
Yeah, exactly, man. You got to take over the game theory channels. You got to take over all the
No, for
theories.
real. I would be so documentary theory, lol cow theory.
Oh, bro. Well, all the ideas, man.
All the ideas. Yeah. I guess before I hop off, I guess, just thank you to all the people for watching. Trash Talk obviously supporting Samuel. Thank you for supporting the iDubbbz video that me and Samuel made. We put in so much fucking work making that video,
So
and I'm
much
glad that all of you guys enjoyed it, assuming y'all watched it. Yeah, shout outs to all the people that I talked about in this video. Nothing but love to all of them, except for the guy that I'm exposing. You're next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess follow me on X, and that's it.
Yeah, man. I do appreciate you coming on, and thank you everyone for watching today's episode of Trash Talk. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. But I've been your host Samuel. I've been here with Kusari, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.